for sale by owners. Your secret video is on the way and you should receive it at any moment now. Okay, now selling a home could be very stressful, guys. In over my 2 decades of experience, I have compiled all of this information that will be helpful for you when you sell your property on your own. Okay, let me tell you how it all started. As every single day, I was in my productive, no windows to avoid distraction office, ready to make more appointments. And I was calling all these home sellers who were trying to sell their property on their own to list their property. That's what I wanted to do. So I started at 8 in the morning and I heard, nope, no thank you, nope, no thank you, no. And then call me when you have a buyer. I know. And I knew I was going to get a yes. In my office, I have the pictures of all the families that I had helped throughout the years in front of their properties with their sold signs, and some are even 20 years ago when I started my career in real estate. And every time I see those pictures, I get inspired and I keep dialing, and I had to help one more family that day, okay? And I wanted to list all the for sale by owners possible. Now, at that time, I was struggling in making the appointments with the home sellers. They only wanted me if I have a buyer. If not, they would click, hang up. And that made me feel impotent, okay? I saw so many serious mistakes home sellers were doing, and I wanted to let them know how it could be better. I couldn't do it by over the phone. I wanted to help them. I see their struggles, and I also saw their vulnerability, and I wanted to share my experience, and no one would even listen to me because they thought that I was just another one of the bunch, just trying to get into their door to get a listing, and I felt like giving up sometimes. Then, as if by chance, one of those mornings after 3 hours of dialing, something amazing happened. As I kept speaking with more home sellers, they started to ask me questions, all these for sale by owners, simple questions to me. What should I do with my pet smell? Do you have a blank contract that you can send me? Okay, what do you think if I paint the front door? Different kind of questions. And I immediately noticed their lack of knowledge in the subject. The worst was that they believe that they know everything. Especially the home sellers who had sold before. They were not aware of the new trends, the changes in contracts, the valuation of a property, among other things. In reality, they were very, very vulnerable and vulnerable to making critical mistakes. Now, naturally, I offered, tips, suggestions, contracts, and in some cases, they even invited me to meet them at their property to see their property. And when they opened the door, they greeted me with a hospitable smile and with a thank you for coming face. They were hungry of support. The internet didn't have a specific information, and agents were just coming to see the property saying that they have buyers, but in reality, they were just trying to get their listing. And they were actually pushing to get the listing. And I understand that part. I mean, we're trained for that. But I decided to put my home seller hat rather than my realtor hat, and I felt good after each meeting. The feeling of fulfillment and aha moment when I helped them was priceless. It felt good when they called me and told me, Kathy, I sold, it's sold. And they would inundate me with gifts and different things. So I decided to honestly offer my help to not only the for sale by owners, but also to all the frustrated and upset home sellers who failed in selling their property with a prior agent, or some of them had terrible experience. I was actually listening to one this morning. And now they don't trust any realtor to list, and they want to try it on their own. But there was still a problem. They didn't know how to execute the tips and the material provided to them. So they were still very vulnerable to lawsuits, security issues, and valuations, and pricing issues, among other things. And I remember this case specifically of a hard-working couple who got under contract with a buyer who gave them a non-legit lender pre-qualification letter, made them spend almost $20,000 in repairs and storage to move by the buyer's desirable date. And a few days before the scheduled closing, the buyers told them that they can only proceed if they get a discount of $30,000. Can you believe that? If not, they will back out of the contract, and the contract was unfortunately drafted in a way that there was no penalty by the buyer. The sellers were literally in tears and desperate. So when I spoke to them over the phone, they didn't know what to do. They learned about me and they begged me to help them. So when I went to meet with them, their face was tired. I could even smell their sweat of moving boxes and packing the pizza, an empty pizza boxes that probably they were eating. And they asked me to take my shoes off, and I could even feel that there was something wrong with the floor too that they had to take her off urgently. I decided to make a Sell Your Home Alone concierge package, which will not only provide the material that they needed to successfully sell their property when they want to do it on their own, but also easy to follow instructions on how to use it. That would allow us to offer our community what you guys need, which meant that we could now serve and share our professional experience with the ones who wish to do it on their own. Okay, now I am in the beta stage of the program and still working on the material before launching officially. As you can imagine, I want to give you all the information and experience that I have in my head over 20 years selling real estate. I promise that your Sell Your Home Alone concierge package is extremely useful, and most importantly, will save you lots of time and aggravation if you decide to sell on your own. Now, keep in mind, this material is only for you to sell your own property and not for someone else's, okay? As you will need your state active real estate license to do that, okay? So beware, please, okay? Now, what are you going to be receiving? You're going to be receiving 45-day access to a video explaining how to price your property correctly to create value in the eyes of a buyer and to sell for top dollar. That like an appraisal. That's a value of about, if you hire someone for $150. A video with the staging tips and the repairs that add the value, okay, by a professional stager. That could be up to $2,000. The video on 3 negotiations that affect your net on your pocket when you sell your property. A step-by-step video on how to fill a purchase and sale agreement, okay? A video on how to inspect your property on your own to avoid losing money when the offer is presented. Extremely important. You don't know how much time and aggravation that will save you. Security and safety considerations when showing your property. Very important, okay? Now, the script on what to ask buyers when they call you, okay? You really need to ask the correct questions. And the lender questionnaire confirming the real financial situation of your buyer, okay? You're also gonna get blank copies of purchase and sale agreements and the addendums, okay, for you to fill out. The 10 most costly mistakes of a for sale by owner that we have seen. I want to let you know so you don't do it. And the most common property owners questions and answers, okay? I'm also going to give you a t-shirt that says, ask me about your home for sale. You're going to love it. You're going to also be promoting your property. So can you imagine the real value of your time and aggravation? This package will actually save you, okay? This package is valued of over $4,000 if you hire these products and services separately from different vendors. The internet sites, including Zillow and other agents' websites, Realtor.com, the Association of Realtors, all these different websites have some, not all, of this information for free. However, you need to go find it, spend the time, make sure it's accurate, make sure it's recent, okay? And the material, how to do it yourself in instructional way, it is not there. You have to find that out. So as you know, time is money, and the Sell Your Home Alone concierge package that I'm offering you is gonna save you the time, and you know how priceless your time is. Once I heard whoever doesn't know a realtor is because they don't have friends. Everyone knows a realtor, and you probably be thinking, that a realtor could give you this information for free. Okay, don't you agree with me that this is an important decision? It is, and it is useful to get a second opinion, correct? When I was born, my mom, who is a nurse, told me that she noticed that something was not right with my spine. This is when I was a baby, probably around 3 months old or so. Okay, so she took me to my pediatrician, who was her friend and who she trusted everything she would recommend for me. I am her first child, so how moms are with their first child. So my pediatrician told my mom that I needed surgery, spine surgery. Okay, otherwise I was not going to be able to walk properly as I grew up, and that I could have problems with my legs eventually. And my mom was devastated. She saw her first child who had no idea what was going on, and my mom would touch my soft baby skin and cry softly but desperately, as it was a very big decision. So my dad told her, let's get a second opinion. So my mom called and made an appointment for as soon as possible with another doctor that was actually recommended to her. She was able to get one for the next day at 7 in the morning, and she had to pay an extra fee, no problem. It was an important decision, so they went ahead and booked it. It was a cold, rainy morning, my mom says, and she covered me in all these blankets and took me to this doctor specialist. And the doctor took the tools, he warmed the tools a little bit and measured my legs, my spine, and did all that he had to do. And then he said, Mom, this is what you will do. You will put her diaper in this special way, which will mold her spine in this way. You will do this for 6 months and then come back to see how she's doing. So my mom did that for 6 months. We went again, then the doctor saw and told my mom, let me show you. She's fixed. No surgery needed. So keep doing it, and she will be walking when you least expect it. I started walking before I was 1 year old. The point is, when we have to make an important decision, even your friends who want the best for you want to make sure that you are well informed with accurate information. The Sell Your Home Alone concierge package save you the aggravation, and you get an independent opinion and not a biased one. So if you have to sell your property alone before, get the Sell Your Home Alone concierge package. Okay, it's always an opportunity to enhance your knowledge, to learn new techniques in creative ways on how to sell for more, as the industry is very dynamic, and therefore it will save you time, and you know how priceless your time is. These techniques apply for selling a property anywhere. Okay, so again, I'm in the beta stage, so you will have access for 45 days from the day that you receive it. Okay, and in today's market, and the reason is that in today's market, with the correct exposure and marketing, your property should get under contract within the first 15 days. And a buyer takes an average of 30 days to close on the property. Okay? So, yes, you're right. I am a real estate listing broker. We lose the possible commission. And yes, we're trying to get listings, and that is how we support our family and our team's families as well. Homeowners still have the option to lease with whoever they prefer. Okay, however, we give you the freedom to also do it on your own. Okay, and enjoy the process. We love when you call us and tell us we are under contract. What can I say? The satisfaction and fulfillment to always going the extra mile for our community with passion is our motto. So get your Sell Your Home Alone concierge package now. It's a special price of only $397. Okay, it's limited when we are in beta. So save yourself that time, that aggravation, and especially that money, which means time. Thank you.